When Alt-J broke into the mainstream, a lot of people didn't really know what to think. Some critics loathed them, others lauded them, and some found them ripe for parody. But there was one thing they could all agree on. Alt-J's sound was distinct. Between their melding of genres and their strange, esoteric lyrics, Alt-J have made their mark on the music world. They've got a diverse catalog with a whole host of hit songs, but few of them ever captured me quite like every other Freckle. I think that song contains within it all of the things that make Alt-J such a great and such a distinct band. Let's take a closer look. Every Other Freckle was in the works long before it was included on Alt-J's sophomore album, This Is All Yours. Alt-J originally started work on it when they were still playing pubs. Joe Newman showed the song to his then girlfriend, who compared it to I Wanna Be Yours, a poem by John Cooper Clarke. And the structural similarities are pretty evident. Clarke's poem describes lust and desire through a series of unlikely metaphors.
Let me be your vacuum cleaner, breathing in your dust. Let me be your Morris Marina, I will never rust. If you like your coffee hot, let me be your coffee pot. You call the shots.
And Alt-J weren't actually the only band in the alternative scene influenced by this poem. On their 2013 album AM, the Arctic Monkeys turned Clarke's poem into a song.
I wanna be your vacuum cleaner, breathing in your dust. I wanna be a Ford Cortina, I will never rust.
Though the two songs are thematically linked, Alt-J took the inspiration in a different direction. The opening to their song focuses on the body, the mouth, and the lungs. In doing so, they create an intense, erotic intimacy right from the get-go.
I want to share your mouthful. I want to do all the things your lungs do so well.
Paired with these lyrics is sparse instrumentation driven by percussion. Alt-J have always been acutely aware of the power that percussion can have on a listener. On a song like Breeze Blocks, they use a bright, syncopated drum line to undercut the dark lyrics of a song about a violent obsession.
She bruises calls, she splutters pistol shots, hold her down with soggy clothes and breeze blows.
That kind of subversion of the lyrical content was all over Alt-J's first album, so it was welcome to see them use the music to lean into the subject matter on Every Other Freckle. Here they used drum rolls to create tension and add accents between the verses. By punctuating empty spaces with deep rolls, they create a sense of breath, of a heartbeat. And as the song pushes into the next movement, a simple drum beat is paired with tribal chants. This seems to tap into the primal nature of sex and attraction. The second movement of the song uses a heavy synth to fill out the bottom end. This is something Alt-J gained notice for in a track like Fit's Pleasure. Going from sparse instrumentation into these thick sounds immediately draws a visceral reaction. There's something inexplicably powerful about creating a space in music and then filling that space at the exact right moment.
In your side, is pleasure, boom, she pleasure. You're the first and last of your kind.
The lyrics in this section continue the themes of the song using strange metaphors for desire. They're full of innuendos and double meanings too. Animals coming out of holes could be bringing someone out of their comfort zone, or a more direct double entendre. The same could be said of pulling levers, both a direct statement and an implication of manipulation and of service.
I wanna be every lever you pull, and all showers that shower you. Gonna pour at you like a cat pours at my wallet umbrella.
And while there's meanings to the lyrics of this section, the words also hold value for their basic sound. Alt-J have always been aware that the human voice is an instrument, and they've used it as such. It's why many of their lyrics seem strange and nonsensical. They don't focus on the most direct way of getting a point across. Instead, they focus on the way that will sound the best. Interlude 1 from An Awesome Wave is a perfect example of this. It's an a cappella song that uses the lyrics to create percussive, rhythmic sounds intercut with melodies.
Never let me sink. Always feel at home. No sticks, no shanks, and no stones. Never leave it too late. Always enjoy the taste of the great, 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 great waterfalls.
Every word in that song is carefully chosen not just for its meaning, but also for its sound as part of a greater piece. And the same can be said of every other Freckle. When they sing of min pins and borrowers, they're referencing children's literature, but they're also using those words for the acoustic value they provide.
Be a min pin and borrower and some trivia.
Alt-J have always been fond of this kind of literary reference. One example is the outro of Breeze Blocks, which draws on a scene from Where the Wild Things Are.
Oh, please don't go. I leave you whole. I let you so. I love you so. Please don't go. I leave you whole.
The third verse is the most intense of the song for me. It's about more than just sharing someone. It becomes obsessive. Newman sings that he wants to be everything with this person. He wants to surround them and let them surround him.
All hand claps, you will clap. Let me be the wallpaper that brightness of your room. I wanna be every button you press, and all mouths that surround you.
I find something deeply evocative about the lines in this verse. They find a unique way of phrasing an intense, heated desire. They give you metaphors that you need to think about for a minute, but then once you've heard them, they make complete sense.
Yes, I'm gonna roll around you like a cat rolls around, so does it my deals. I'm gonna kiss you like the sun around you.
From here, the song builds with Alt-J layering melodies and rhythms. Then we pivot. After begging the subject to devour him, Newman turns the song on its head.
If you really think that you can stomach me.
Having set up all the things he wants to do, Newman puts the challenge to the other person. Can you do this to me? Can you stomach me? It's a twisted inversion that shows Alt-J's non-linear thought in their songs. And from there we dive into a solo that I've always thought sounds like two people rolling around in the throes of love. We end on the titular lines of the song. Newman wants every inch of the song's subject. Every Other Freckle is more than just desire, more than just sex. It's all-consuming, two beings melting together and becoming one. And it exemplifies many of the tactics that made Alt-J stand out as a band, creating a song that's sexy, dark, visceral, and eminently listenable.